Well, how's going, everybody? We have the Australia's first gay faggot prime minister.
Hello, I'm here. Oh, somebody else. Okay.
And I mean, I always consider our last prime minister ScoMo. He was pretty gay. He was supposed to be a conservative Christian, but he turned out to be the biggest faggot ever. But this is last night. I think it was last night. The gay lesbian Mardi Gras happened. This is a big thing down in Sydney. And this is the first prime minister to ever march in the gay Mardi Gras. And he's all like, I reckon he's a closet faggot. And welcome to our special guest, Stover. You might know him from Murder the Media and Christopher Frank TV.
Hello.
He's got a lovely hat on. I don't have my hat, so
people are going to think I'm you. Well,
you'll never have a burnt neck again. God bless you.
I actually was looking around, but I was like trying to find like a little black, like, I don't know, like something to kind of put in the back of my hat. So it looked like I went to the trouble, but as soon as I saw him, I'm like, I'm happy I was too lazy. I couldn't find anything.
Well, and
we need to get you one of them.
Don't know this, but the first go around. Sorry.
Sorry.
People don't know that the first go around, when we first started to go live tonight, Dusty and I were wearing the same dress too. Remember
that? Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. It was a kill.
Now though, let me show off my hair.
You look good. You got nice hair.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Look at that. Thick. There's nothing gay about that haircut.
I want to zoom in.
Do you think mustaches are gay, or I'm claiming back the mustache?
It depends on who's wearing the mustache. You rock it, my friend. I was going to compliment you on it earlier. I don't think I would look so good.
I've got grays now coming through the chin, so it's like a patch of gray. So now I'm thinking the mustache is me until this turns full gray. Once it goes, salt and pepper all the way, I'll go back to the beard.
Yeah, I'm going through that right now. I get him I have like a patch back here, and I just kind of cut him out.
Yeah, I went down that route for a long time.
And when I just say I'm waiting until it's more like, I don't want like just the random patch. I'm like you, like when it kind of fills in a little bit more, I'll totally go gray.
You go full Mel Gibson then, and
once you go gray, you never go gay.
Never go gay. Never. What have we got? I've got this. This is a kind of rant I want to show you guys, because I feel like this dude's rant, I think his name is Spartan. I found him on TikTok and I've ripped his video. He has like a mad rant sort of about what's happening in Sydney, because it's apparently in the lead up to the gay Mardi Gras, there's gay flags, gay shit everywhere. So here's just this dude. He's a kickboxer, some Spanish Australian dude. And it's like, he's flying off the handle. I think it's a fucking great rant. So we'll check this out.
Everyone's too scared to fuck.
I'll go.
I'm fucking sick of this fucking perverted, putrid shit, like a bunch of dead set pedophiles hiding behind some fucking gay pride, whatever the fuck you're doing. How far you want to fucking go? How far is this until you're showing dicks in the streets now? Huh? And everyone's too scared to say something.
Dicks in the streets are playing at Mercury Lounge this Thursday.
We're fucking this, we're that, we're 100 different things, forcing it upon us. We say nothing. Everyone's too scared to fucking say something. Then it's forcing it upon our kids. It's gotten to the point, now there's a fucking pointing pornographic images in the streets with gay flags, big homosexual teddy bears. You think we can't see what's going on? This time's coming to an end. All of these child groomers hiding in plain sight, the time's coming to an end. I'm not copping it no more. I'm fucking over it. I'm calling it out. Anytime I see any of these putrid maggots trying to hide their little shit, targeting kids, just like Balenciaga. It's no fucking different what they're doing. Sick of this shit.
There we go. What a legend.
That's pretty good. Did you
know
that?
And passionate.
That Balenciaga thing, did you know that part of the lyrics of that Sam Smith song, he mentions Balenciaga too? Ooh. Like there's something seriously weird going on with them, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's fucked up, bro. And like I didn't even the Balenciaga thing, that was horrible, but now we've got this. I'll add it to the stream. This is the fucking artwork, not that giant rat. This is the gay ass artwork. you can see.
Saw that.
Kind of like that's sort of a little bit of Balenciaga theme to it. You know what I mean? It's like they've run with this. So that's horrible. I think it's totally warranted for this dude to Sparta. I think the dude's name's Sparta. I could be fucking wrong. Follow that dude on TikTok. His rant was savage.
Oh, so they really do call it the gay Mardi Gras.
It's called the gay Mardi Gras, yeah.
It sounded so ridiculous. I thought you were like kind of just like you know, kind of doing a spin off of gay pride and like adding some Mardi Gras in there. I was like, that's like clever,
an insult.
but they really called it that.
Right. Gay Mardi Gras, yeah. So like, is Mardi Gras the like Brazilian thing? I don't know. What's a normal Mardi Gras? Is that like a Latino kind of?
Wasn't it New Orleans?
Yeah, it's a huge festival downtown New Orleans, and then the rest of the country like celebrates it too. But New Orleans is where the big one is.
And that's right. Nothing gay about New Orleans.
Well, I'm sure the gays have tried to ride the coattails, but but traditionally you go there, you get shit faced, and women show you boobs for like cheap beads.
Nice. Yeah, heard of this. So it sounds great. Sounds fine. And now we've got no one, even though that's happening in New Orleans. I mean, I guess no one's ever like bring the kids. You know,
well, New Orleans is kind of like a Vegas. Like it's known for the partying and stuff. Like if something like a Mardi Gras were to happen, like I don't know, somewhere in Ohio or something, like it would probably catch more shit than New Orleans. It's kind of like one of those what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas type of things. Like it's not something that goes around. I mean, at least I've never seen.
So this fucking painting, let's call it, the gayest fucking painting I've ever seen. It's actually been vandalized, so good. I don't know if we can see the
graffitied. The pops are here.
The pops are there. Well done. I have to say, well done.
Good.
Well done on that one, whoever did that. And you probably couldn't see that very well, so you know. It's a testament to how dodgy the show can be sometimes. You can see they've chucked a nice... Someone's just driven past, slapped a fucking... Probably hopped out of their car and did the old... run away and giggle about it.
It's good to see that. You know, I think the Aussies have been pretty reasonable with their government and things over the years, and it just... You can only push people too far, like before they start getting really, really pissed. I wish I'd see more stuff like that here. I think everyone's scared shitless of going into the gulag.
Yeah. I mean,
I am
scared of the gulag. Yeah. But why? What for? For drinking and talking shit and having an opinion.
They'll make crazy shit up out here. I don't know what it's like out there, but yeah, they will make some shit up.
Yeah. I guess that's true. You could get a full fabricated fucking bullshit story. I had The Guardian write a little piece about me.
Really?
Yeah, it was an Antifa person from Portland. A mate I know was like, yeah, he's a known Antifa journalist. Anyway, it was like some kind of loose connection, like you interviewed this guy, and then that guy, the New Zealand shooter, the mosque shooter.
Mm-hmm.
So that dude said something positive about the guy I interviewed. So they were like, you know, because I interviewed this guy.
That's crazy.
Like, it's insane, bro.
Right.
You're like, how the fuck? And like, yeah, it was a crazy because like the whole thing is we tricked Bob Catter into doing a pledge for our drinking club. We're like, Bob, say this into the megaphone, and he didn't know he was doing a pledge to our drinking club. So we were like this awesome cowboy style fucking politician up North Queensland. Didn't know that he did the pledge, you know, went crazy, went mad. Everyone was like, yeah, but these, you know, The Guardian was like, now this politician who is, Dusty got him to do a pledge to his drinking club, and Dusty interviewed this other guy, and something nice was said about that guy from this terrorist, and And this politician it went like this politician, Bob Katter, is good mates with Albanese, and Albanese is our current prime minister. So it was kind of like, it led to this long story how Albanese is a secret white nationalist through Bob Katter. And I think that was the White Rose one. That probably wasn't the Guardian one, but yeah, anyway.
I'm pulling this Guardian article. There's a few of them. I'm scrolling here. The one you're referencing, was it more recent, or I just wanted to get it
probably old. Pretty old.
You know what I'm going to do just real quick? I'm going to call back on my phone because I don't like how I'm always looking down. That's not a good look. So I'm just going to hang up from this webcam and call you back on my phone. It's a bad look. I'm just looking down. It looks stupid.
No worries, mate.
I think it looks like who's that Aussie guy? He played Noah in a movie. It wasn't good.
Russell Crowe.
Yeah, he has a Russell Crowe thing going on.
Russell the Gladiator.
Like, what are you talking about, Russell Crowe? Yeah.
Mate, Russell
and
Crowe
is he an Aussie?
Yeah, Russell Crowe's an Aussie. But like I think Russell went downhill. What did he play? He played some role, and I was like, that was so fucking gay. It was I don't know.
Well, I know that the young Crowe did. I just recently watched the movie. It wasn't the best, but you know,
Romper Stomper?
That
was classic, mate. Classic Aussie fucking Romper Stomper. They even they did a new series on Romper Stomper, and it was sort of like they called it, in this new TV series of Romper Stomper, they called it Proud Blue, was the crew that was running around causing chaos. So it was like they did a spin-off. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So they recreated it, and they kind of like, I didn't actually. I watched like one season, and I was like, "No, this is pretty gay." It wasn't as cool as I thought it was going to be. Of course, they're not going to like, not that I'm into the Nazi shit, because I just think it's a failed ideology. Like, it's gay and stupid. Yeah. It's as gay as Albanese. Like, the Nazi shit is retarded like communism. I think people get locked into this, like, this fucking idea was was it amazing? Like, I don't think it was that amazing, dude. Like, drop the fascination. Like, I swear, retarded concrete as my workmates, we could come up with a better, I don't know, structural. So we've got a pretty good society. We just need to tone the faggotry back, and maybe tone down the mass immigration and incentivize family values and maybe a bit of national fucking patriotism. Like, it doesn't take a lot to really fix up Australia.
No, but I do think it's funny because, I mean, I think that there's a just like, with all the misinformation today, I think most people, sadly, I've been meaning to make like a bad joke about this, but like the dumb American that's like does a Crocodile Dundee impression the second he meets you. How many times has that happened to you? Tell me. A lot.
When I went to America, it was like, people were older cabbies and shit. The young people probably don't know Crocodile Dundee anymore,
right.
But like some of these fucking cabbies would be like,
Well, I think a lot of the low IQ people think when, they haven't really traveled, they haven't been to Australia, maybe they've been to Mardi Gras at best, and in their mind they think Australia, they're like Crocodile Dundee, and that never gets old. Every time you meet an Australian person, you got to say, that's not a knife, this is a knife. Yeah. And then the next one is, I think you guys are pretty, like chill and non-violent. And then you see forehead tattoo.
He's raging out.
Yeah, I'm like, that's the guy.
She's done the whole world.
He looks pretty aggressive, dude. He's a kickboxer. I follow him on TikTok, even though the Chinese are now, fucking spying on all my shit, but that's all good.
I would proudly be that guy's sidekick.
Yeah.
I feel
he's
cool.
A fucking passionate dude. I was sort of like fully inspired by him. I was like, I don't think I've ever really been like done a video where I'm just like motherfucking like spraying.
I wonder though. I always wonder when I see videos like that because I know me. I have to. I'm like, I'll start going, and I'm like, nah, fuck, like I'll have like 20 takes until I finally nail it. I bet that was a one
get
taker.
Into that situation if I'm like having an argument, the build up of an argument to get into this state. I don't know if I can work myself into the state. Like my missus had me in the state. I got home from the pub yesterday and she said, you know, something like, you should have fucking answered the phone. Why didn't you send me a text? You should have told me you were on the way home. I'm like, woman, you know I'm fucking coming home. It's
well, I mean, you gotta put yourself in her shoes.
I was at the pub for 2 hours, but then I turn into this Sparta dude. I'm just like, I was like, do you want a fucking faggot of a husband who doesn't have a fucking life? You know.
Oh wow, I couldn't imagine you. You're just such a happy-go-lucky guy, but you have to put yourself in her shoes. I mean, she is married to basically the Australian Brad Pitt in his prime. Gotta be. I'm sure she's worried about all the Sheilas, you know.
Yeah. We, you know, the pub. I guess we drink at a very suburban pubs, bro. It's mainly just blokes in there putting a bet on. In Australian pubs, it's sort of divided. It's like pokey machines. And it's all divided away. You can't see, you know, pokey machines, like slot machines.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So there's like slot machines, and then there's like an area for you to put on bets on like horses and the football, and you can get like put bets on the horse races or dogs and shit. And then there's like your drinking pub area, and then you've got like a more of a family restaurant area. That's kind of how Aussie pubs are all set up.
Sounds awesome. Sounds like an American Legion.
Yeah, it's all like split up into little sections. So it's like if you have a gambling problem, you're not like tempted to go into the gambling area. And if you're there for your dinner with your family, you can go sit over there and you can be kind of away from the drunks, you know. Even there's the smoke. We have smoking areas. So there's like a designated smoking area.
That's way more based. You can't smoke anywhere anymore unless it's
one in each state or something that got grandfathered in. There's very
We can't really.
Like they have to sell a certain amount of cigarettes. Like they have to like have 5% of their revenue or something crazy being to tobacco related products. Mm-hmm. So like some like high end like clubs and stuff where you like there's a cigar lounge. They were, you know, strip clubs. They were able to keep it in like Denver and but yeah, dude,
that's a smoking section. That's an area you can smoke.
Oh, dude, they're starting to lose their shit about even that. They're like it's getting to the point where you can't like you might even get cited at least in Colorado with our gay governor. We have a legit gay running this state into the ground, which I'm getting out of.
We have a closet. I think Albo's still in the closet, but last night was a fair indication.
Dude,
punching in the Mardi Gras. He's a closet bag.
He loves the cock. We know it. I looked it up.
I don't know where his missus is. We haven't seen his missus. When he ran to win this election, he like had this blonde piece. She was reasonably attractive. She was maybe 15 years his junior. And everyone was like, Albo, you legend. And now we haven't seen her. She's disappeared. And she was just like helped him polish that image. And now it's like, Albo, come on, son. You're marching in the Mardi Gras. You're a homo. You're a closet faggot. The gaydar's like, ding, 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 ding. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. I never know if they're placating or if they're closet gay. Like what are they trying to get the 1% gay vote? I don't know.
It's so stupid. Most politicians don't have children. Isn't there like a weird thing where it's like 60% of them are childless? More. It's like 70% of politicians don't have kids. And then you're like, what's up with this? Like, that's fucking unnatural, isn't that? Isn't that a weird...
Well, look at Joe Biden's kids. I mean, they can be quite the pain in the ass.
Smoking crack.
The only people that I'll really take advice from that don't have kids are like priests. And
We can't even hear you, Christoph. You're gonna need to come back on your other fucking thing, bro.
Yeah, you look exactly the same, and you sounded wonderful. Actually, as a really quick, I actually pulled this up. I just was trying to find one that looked the most. I got a screen share for him here.
Yeah, he'll come back. He'll come back better than ever. I believe in him. Third time a charm, Christoph. You legend. What am I doing?
I like him.
He's good. He's chilled out.
Yeah, I've seen him around.
He gets around. He posts his shit around, and I really like this. Oh, get this, Stover. You'll love this. This is an interesting how this happened, and it's, you know, look, they've written articles about it. CCT cameras will be tracking phones, mood, and crowd density at this year's Sydney World Pride Gay and Lesbian Mardi Gras. So they're literally like tracking this crowd. I think is the first time they've switched on this new technology that's somehow tracking people's phones, where people are, and somehow it's facial recognition. It's tracking people's moods. So if you're like, you know, grumpy, you're a gay, grumpy gay. We kind of like that. It's like, you got to be happy. If you're going to be gay, you got to be like Albo at the front. Like, I don't even want to be here. Maybe his party has forced Albo into it. You know what I mean? He's like, I don't like this faggot shit. Imagine if he's a real homophobe, but he's just like, fuck, they've got him by the balls. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like maybe, I don't know. You never know. Is he on the Epstein flight list or something? Like they might be, you know, telling him where to go.
Yeah, he actually loves tits, and
on a big hairy man though,
and right? A big hairy man. And Albo, imagine that CTV facial recognition technology, bro. Like they're gonna roll this out. Man, you got to be like this now. Maybe you can hide. Everyone grow a mustache. And that CTV camera will not be able to tell if you're smiling or like a real fucking grump. It doesn't matter. You're all good. You know, I'm fucking. You know, imagine if you maybe like there's the protest path. You know, they have a designated protesting area. So some people probably live there. They're just innocently like, fuck, I shouldn't have bought a fucking unit along this street. Just going out to get a schooner, you know.
What's a schooner?
It's like a pint of a beer,
okay.
A glass of beer. It's the size of a beer. You have like, so we have pots, pints, and schooners. Pots.
When he gets back, I got an image to share.
Schooners and pints. Pints are bigger, and then jugs.
One of these nights, I'm gonna bring my boot on the stream with you.
Bring the boot, bro.
Boot. Yeah, somebody brought me one from Germany.
Nice.
And you know, it's kind of sad is like whenever someone goes out of like town, like, and then they bring me back a gift, it's always related to getting fucked up.
Yeah. Alcoholic. And I always like, usually when I go on holiday, I buy the magnet beer openers, the pop toppers. So you always use them, like they're on my fridge. So whenever I open a beer, if it's a pop top, you're like, oh yeah, that was when I went to Vegas. You know, that's when I went to London.
Like it's just like the little like cheap like keychain thing.
Yeah. They're good. Like if you ever, you know, I'm just encourage the listeners, if you go on holidays, get them little magnets. It's a nice little reminder when you're cracking a beer open and you're like, now with this facial recognition, CCT cameras and shit, when you do crack a beer, you want to be like uplifted and be like, fucking yeah, I've been out times in this world, you know?
Yeah.
They won't like kick you, ban you from the fucking streets of our cities, you know what I mean?
I didn't want to come in and take over. But yeah, once he gets his mic up, I think he looks handsome. Like
he's a handsome old codger. He's got a little bit of salt and pepper. The gays will probably watch this stream and hate watch it, but they'll be like, who was that codge?
furiously masturbating.
Probably.
They like stopped watching Yeah, they stopped watching the dark, dirty dungeon porn, you know? And they came over and they're just staring at him. Yeah, to hate watch.
Christoph, we got someone in the comment section. The artist who painted that mural is Scotty Marsh. He is a degenerate that also painted angel wings made of dicks and posters calling Abbott a cunt. That's our ex-prime minister, Tony Abbott. Was he? No, he was a few back before ScoMo. He also he is also vax injured and does a shitty podcast. Oh,
ooh,
sweet.
We should lampoon that.
Yeah, we should go hit them up. Join in.
What we should do is figure out how we can stream their stream, but we'll just pause it and we'll laugh, and then we'll unpause it, and then we'll pause it and we'll laugh. Yeah,
we can take the piss out of it. Thank you, Who White Horseman. You've done your due diligence and done your research before we even did it. We're entering in. We stroll through life, and you, the good people who watch the show, you're a part of the show. You help the show. You make us look good. We're actually on Rumble. Rumble's going. We got 12 people watching on Rumble. That's pretty good considering. I think is this our first time we've done 2 weekends in a row.
I think did we skip last weekend? Yeah. Because there's the drunken Bible study, the private one on Saturday. I was
remember.
Yeah, hey guys, I'm watching the comments on Rumble. If anyone has any bangers, we'll read them.
Okay, sweet. That's it. Stove is onto it. Thank God. So this, I should pull up this CCT camera because it's just like it is a bit full on that we have this facial recognition technology that now is monitoring your mood. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's just have a little peruse through here. The software also able to detect the average mood of the crowd by ranking them as happy, neutral, sad, or angry. So the cops will just be like, we've got a fucking sad sack moping around. They might like send out somewhat like, oh, let's just follow him around, monitor him to be like a potential something could go wrong here. What was that movie with Tom Cruise? It was like Minority Report, and they would like crime.
The cool scene where he's like, "What?" I actually watched that scene like a week ago because I was like, "Remember how cool that was?" And I watched it again. I'm like, "It's really gay." Because like back in the day when the Minority Report came out, like you're like, whoa, he's got all this technology. I'm sitting here watching. I'm like, he's really doing a lot of unnecessary things. Like you could do all of that and more on like a fucking cell phone. Like he's like doing like he's like making music with it, and I'm like, you're literally you're literally editing video, and you couldn't be more gay about it.
But like in the future, maybe everyone was fat as fuck, so they made you like we can't sit on our fat ass and do this anymore. Like, you got to stand up and do the hokey pokey to fucking operate technology to burn them excess calories. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. Have you seen any or heard anyone say, this? It's a conspiracy. That they make some of these movies like maybe the Minority Report as like a test, like to see how we will react in real life once they actually start doing it. Like the Matrix.
True. That's like what they said about the Balenciaga stuff. They like put it out there and they were just like, well, if people don't protest this and fucking throw paint on the gay murals and if no one says anything about this fucking CTV cameras, we're fucked, bro. What's the next thing? What is the next thing? Because that's pretty full on.
But soon you'll be able to be like, oh, it was a deep fake. It wasn't me.
Wasn't me, mate. It wasn't me. Someone edited this footage. That is not me. I have a fucking sick mustache and But I've heard Andrew Tate talk about this, bro, and he said, I thought he put it in he said it better than I say it, so I've got to give him credit. but he said something like, even in the Garden of Eden, the devil had to be like, oh, the fruit, you won't die, but it will give you knowledge and all this stuff. But he sort of he'll tell them what it is, he'll tell them what it will do, but it's always a decision left up to the individual. The temptation is never actually the devil's. He's not going to be morally accountable for other people's decisions. It's enough temptation that all the blame will be on the person who eats the apple. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when people are consuming Balenciaga and all the bullshit from the media about, racism to white people and fucking faggotry or whatever, they're all getting brainwashed into these ideas. And when we start to partake on it, the truth is these media companies, these corporations, these CEOs, the people pushing it, they're not morally accountable. If we pick up the apple and we eat that shit and we go with it, we'll stand before God, or we stand before our peers, and we're to blame. They're not to blame. We're the one who fucking go with it.
That's
my
true.
theory.
Well, if CCTV ever gets bad enough, every time I see a camera, I'm just going to go like this.
The Chinese man.
They
not
don't
me.
know. Maybe
Not
it's a lazy
Stella.
eye. Where's our friend? Is he? You got?
I don't think he's coming back.
Oh,
he will come back. Hopefully, he comes back.
I had a major compliment for him. I'm sitting on this killer compliment, and then I got a screen share lined up. I'm pissing myself over here with anticipation.
We want this. We want it.
I guess we should just crush a beer.
Crush a beer. I'm doing Lent, so I'm not drinking.
Ooh. Okay, this is.
I made some stipulations in my Lent. So I said if I go to the pub with the boys, I'll have a beer. I had 3 beers yesterday, and I had 3 cigarettes. So I actually did. I left in some stipulations in my Lent.
As long as as the amount of cigarettes and/or beer I have are the same amount of some relevant number that was repeated in the Bible a lot, I'm good.
That's it. I'm pretty much doing deals, bro. I'm writing my own contracts to heaven, and I'm just right, I will fucking do this. And I don't know. It's God is going to bless me. He's definitely going to bless me. There is this scripture. Someone reminded me yesterday. There's a scripture that Jesus said, wash your hair, wash your face, comb your hair, and
clean your room.
Keep it to yourself when you pray and fast. Don't go out and boast about it and tell everyone, because you won't. That is your reward when people think oh, he's so fucking holy and good. You know what I mean?
Even Jesus, especially maybe Jesus hates virtue signaling as much as the next bloke, Yeah.
So I'm virtue signaling about Lent, and I was sort of trying to justify it as I'm trying to encourage people to jump on the bandwagon, but
I didn't know you're Catholic.
I'm not Catholic. I'm just sort of. I feel this is my theory, bro. It's all the gay dry July, no nut November, all this shit, right?
Oh, so I was gonna say I don't think gay guys do that, but yeah. No. The no nut November. Yeah.
But it's
November?
a gay modern cultural things that we set up to have a little bit of discipline, and that's fine. But I was just that's cool. I could jump on them bandwagons, but why would I jump on them bandwagons when I'm a Christian and there's Christian community is doing Lent? So I'm jumping on that bandwagon. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Instead of being a fag who's dry July.
Yeah, I couldn't really think of anything that I needed to give up for Lent because I'm kind of perfect. So I just was maybe I'll take the dog out for more walks. Maybe.
That could improve your life.
I don't know. If God wanted me to quit drinking for a month and he would solve all my computer problems, I would do it in a heartbeat because I am going crazy here.
I went Friday, I only did 1 meal, and I was starving, concreting, and I could feel the low energy, you know what I mean? And the hunger, constant hunger. And I was just like, but like my feeling is sort of like I'm like trying to rely on, you know, my faith to drive me forward, or to be like conscious of the feeling of hunger, and then like conscious of like, all right, God, I want there to be a clearer signal between dust bowl and heaven. You know what I mean? I'm clearing the fucking the antennas getting dusted off.
It might help. I went a couple weeks once, and if you ever heard of this, it actually is. It gets you through the day. It was like water. You have to look up the ingredient, like the amounts, but water, real maple syrup, cayenne pepper, and lemon, and you just carry this jug of like, it's kind of orange water with the maple syrup in there, so it gives you some sugar so you can keep going.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the rest of the shit does, but whatever the concoction is, it's fasting, but it gives you just enough to keep going. You're gonna lose like 5 pounds a day, but when I did fasting, it was a lot easier when you just had that, you know, basically maple syrup water,
and like I would just like a bit of salt.
Yep.
And that was it.
Well, I guess our Russell Crowe friend isn't coming back, so it's a shame.
Yeah. What's this guy saying? As a puff, if I wasn't in a reel, I'd slip Dusty my number in a bar with his new look. Thanks,
Woo!
mate.
Good one.
I was gonna try to drop my blue hat.
It's a strange flex. If he's not trolling, that's a strange fucking flex.
If he wasn't gay, Albanese, bro. He's like Albo, maybe in the closet.
It's probably one of our friends fucking with us.
Yeah. And like, isn't it funny when you get a compliment from a fag, and then if I was to smile and get excited about it,
straight to jail.
Pretty gay. That's pretty gay, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pretty gay with me.
It's like getting up, you're like married with kids, like completely straight, but like you find out like a gay guy likes your buddy, and you're like, what? What am I? Look at that. Like, what am I?
Am I an animal here?
Yeah.
Gay fucking potential. That's probably what the CTV cameras are going to be used for, bro. All the people at the Mardi Gras, you're like, we know your missus dragged you along. You puffed it, like that puffed a cousin made them go, like, no, you've got to be an ally. You have to come. You're a fucking homophobe if you like. They said, I think 12,000 people went to the fag parade. And what's the percentage of them got like, you know, forced to go? Like, if you don't go, you're homophobic. You got to be an ally. And you're like, fuck. Drag them along. Now the CTV camera, they're going to go through the stats, and they'll be like 75% of people there were fucking forced to go through cultural pressure. They didn't want to be there. They're grumpy as fuck, and they're like, when they see a camera, they're like, oh, fucking yeah.
I would just say I'm giving up gayness for Lent. I can't make it. Sorry.
Giving up the gayness.
Sorry, guys. Lent. I said no butt fucking for a couple days.
They're probably all going to get fines in the mail, bro. Like, we all say, like, right now, they've just rolled out the CTV fucking face monitoring, you know, technology. But in 10 years, in 5 years, in 3 years' time, people will get fined. They'll probably fine you. They'll be like, if you don't attend the Mardi Gras, we'll know. And then they'll send you a fucking fine. It'll be like the gay tax.
And then like a couple years later, it's like, your outfit wasn't cute enough. Here's a $50 ticket in the mail, you bigot. Cuter outfit next time, bud. Man, I don't know.
What have I got? I think I've got some other article. There's more gay shit happening.
I pulled up a picture of your prime minister here. I don't know, man. He doesn't. His wrist is making me curious, but he doesn't look like he's having a blast.
I can't see the picture. Do I need to scroll down?
It's in the little test Remember, like you can see me, and then you can see my screen that I'm sharing. We were pretty drunk.
Yeah. Bang, bang. Stover, look at him. And I don't think his style choice was very good. Oh, he did have his missus. That is his missus. So she's come out and he's trying to prove the only time we see this bird, and he's dragged her to the gay Mardi Gras.
Well, but they're there to try to find another man to be their third. Do you look at the look on her face? She is having a good time. She's eyeing out the sexual pleasures.
She's not an ugly chick. She's a pretty decent looking bird. You know what I mean? I like the sparkly coat. That's all good. If she's got that much style, how did she not? She should have said, Albo, put the sparkly coat on.
Yeah.
That wrist is so gay. Hey, guys.
Here, take this gay flag and wear it as a cape. It'll do great for your numbers.
He looks he's too nerdy. He's a nerd. I'm sure there's nerdy gays.
Maybe he's trying. Like he's having a hard time because he's like trying. He's like, it said I wouldn't have any gay sex for Lent.
He's
like, he's being triggered.
He's
like
walking around with a raging boner, and he's tucked it up to his belt.
I mean, do you think that there's a reason they cut it off right where they did? You know that was a wide angle lens, and they were like,
and look at his face, bro. The CTV camera, that doesn't look like a happy chappy. He's not all bubbly like
that. Is a boner face, sir. I know a boner face. That's a fucking boner face.
If the wind blows in the right direction, the flap on his t-shirt will fly up and you'll get exposed to his giant foreskin. And they'll be like, we thought you were Jewish, Albo. We have to send him to the Moyle to get a little bit of a, readjustment.
Yeah, good times. How many people do you think, like, if we're being realistic, who showed up to the gay Mardi Gras? What do you think if you had to guess, like, right, it's a bet. Like if you had to put a bet in like a horse, what percentage were genuinely straight and what percentage were genuinely gay?
I reckon it's 70% straight people supporting 30% of the fags. A lot of chicks. I think more chicks. So some dudes, I've heard of dudes going, like, it's just a fucking sick party, bro, and all these bitches there.
You know what's funny, though, is like
supporting my friend. And so you'll be like, yeah. There's like a 70% ratio of women to dudes, and then the dudes.
It's probably a good place to hook up with some Tinder sleuths.
Probably got to be careful for trannies these days, but like that's a tip. If you're gonna go infiltrate and you're like having a good time tonight, boys, you got a good ratio. The ratio to birds to, I don't know. Maybe I'm sending people.
You couldn't get too tossed. You couldn't get too tossed. You gotta be careful. But I think it just when in doubt.
And how come these fags, like, it's illegal technically to walk in a protest and crack a beer open in Australia?
Really?
So, like, yeah, man.
Same here.
You get locked up. Pretty gay.
Wait, you can go to jail for cracking a beer?
We went to a protest and one of the boys got locked up for having a beer, bro. He spent an hour in the watch house and got a $200 fine for having a cold.
Oh, so they like took him in, did the intake, and let him go.
Yeah. They're like, hey, mate, you can't drink that. Bang.
Did he have to pay the $200 spot to get out, or did he just like pay later?
Pay later. I think you can just get a fine and then pay later. But, if you sort of like, no, man, give us a fucking break. And if
we're trying to get drunk enough to fuck some trannies around here.
You're trying to. Australia isn't real, mate. Did you see our Prime Minister? He's fucking real as, bro.
Yeah.
I need to
share. I was hoping Russell Crowe would come back.
Yeah, I was hoping he would come back. There is. So this
we
is.
We need Vil on the shows one of these times. That'd be fun.
We should.
Be a fucking hoot. He's working right now.
He's a hard-working man.
Oh yeah.
This is the Australian Christian lobby. Now, they've just booted the head dude, Martin Isles. He's just stood down from leadership of the Australian Christian lobby, but they have like state leaders. The Australian Christian lobby slams drag queen story time for kids. I'm just so glad that they're standing
That's inappropriate.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Hey,
inappropriate.
I can hear you. I'm going to grab a beer real quick. You need anything?
I think I'm going to have to wrap it up, actually, because me boys just woken up.
Beautiful.
And that's how we roll. That's how
Sweet.
we roll when we do a weekend stream. I put my boys down, and if they wake up, I try help the missus as much as possible on the weekend.
Well, as a guy with no kids, whenever I hang out with my boys who do have kids, I know that I'm on their time, and when they say we gotta go, it's like, okay, bye.
Yeah. It's sort of like I don't want to be perfectly manicured hands coming in to strangle me and drag me away from the stream.
And nobody wants to do a 4-hour stream where you're like, it stopped being good about at 4 a.m.
Well, we did that, and I was hungover for like fucking 2 days. I think I actually had COVID. So it turns out we're on Christmas holidays. All my workmates, I got back and they were like, we all had COVID, bro. And I was like, fuck, is that why I felt like shit? I just I didn't do any of the gay tests. I was just like, fuck, I feel tired. Had no other symptoms than tired, and hangovers sucked.
I thought I had COVID and it was just the flu.
Oh, yeah. The flu's worse than COVID anyway. But yeah, I did want to point that out. I want to say great thank you to the Australian Christian lobby, even though they've kicked Martin Iles or they've moved on from Martin Iles. I think it will be fine. Australian Christian lobby, if you're standing up against these, if you're standing up against drag queen storytime, I think that's excellent. I'm really proud of them. This particular drag queen storytime got protested in New South Wales. So I think it's something that we do need to do. Like, I know we've got a closet gay prime minister and they're pushing the gay agenda in Australia severely, but we need to call it out. Just like the CTV cameras, we need to say it's a bit much. That mural was a bit much. Drag queen story time's a bit much. I think fucking the whole Mardi Gras is a bit much, personally.
Vil Nomerly commented, when gays do dry July, it just means they abstain from lube.
They just wreck each other. That's when the monkeypox spreads like wild. Remember last year, monkeypox went crazy? That was like God telling people. He was like, just no. Don't go down the route. Don't go down the dirt ditch, people. Rightio, people. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Rumble. Thank you, YouTube. And to everyone who did drop a comment, thanks, Stover, you legend. We won't be streaming next weekend because I'm going down the coast. Ew. Followed Murder the Media. Is that where you're co-hosting Vil? You're helping Vil?
Yeah, I'm co-host of the Vil Nomerly show. So I saw someone had asked, it popped up on the screen here, if MT Media meant Murder the Media, and it does. It's just the icon looks nice and neat when we abbreviate it.
Here we go. Christopher Frank, thanks for coming on, bro. We're wrapping it up. I got to look after the boys.
Geez. Sorry about that. And I tried, I had to change clothes because I started sweating because the mic stopped working. And then I started moving everything around. My monitor shut off. I was going to bring on this guy again, but I figured that shtick is done.
No, it's not.
He's coming on.
Why would it ever be done?
Did you see that when I did that? So stupid.
I've got to drop shorts to it. I'm going to drop shorts. We're going to cut some shorts out of tonight. Sorry to cut you boys short, and I'll catch you probably in a fortnight.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Do it again.
Hey, what do you got going on to the rest of the night, Stove?
I don't know. What do you got going on? It is gay Mardi Gras.
I don't know about that, but because now I'm all primed and ready. I got some.
You guys sorted out on Telegram. God bless you. Follow Christoph on Christopher Frank TV and Murder the Media. God bless his catches in 2 weeks.